at the age of 21, you decide that you're going to go and work for yourself and try a few different things, window cleaning, gardening, all sorts of stuff. And then you hit home improvements and it just takes off. And it takes off for the next 4 years. During that time, you decided you're going to get yourself a business coach, a life coach, and then you retire at 25. What? That's exactly what my next guest did. You ready to hear his story? Let's do it. Scott, thanks for coming on the show, mate. Really excited for you to get on here today and have a chat to us. Let's start with your story. How did it all begin? What was your first job that you started with?
So about three and a half years ago, I got a van on the road, started out with painting and decorating, fencing and decking, and then it's just grew for then.
Right.
I've now got 19 staff and 8 vans on the road. So
wow. So what age did you start that?
I've been 21.
Wow, mm-hmm. Right. So what trials and tribulations did you have? Like did you have any hassles when you first started with your business?
Not really, no. But what I started with was painting and decorating, fencing, decking, that kind of stuff, and I got in with a few estate agents and letting agents and just done some maintenance work for there, right. And then it's just grew.
So was that like just a case of door knocking and going and just approaching them and saying, yeah, look, this is what we do?
A few phone calls, some emails were sent out and stuff like that.
Right, cool. And so what's when you were first starting out, what was the most valuable asset or the thing that you brought on board with your business? Did you bring on admin, or was it more about the crew that you were bringing on and the trust that you had there?
Yeah, just building up a good team. And then I'm quite sales orientated, so I was just like phoning people, putting Facebook posts up, things like that.
Right, okay, cool. And so for putting out your posts, did you use Facebook and Instagram? That was your main platform?
I mainly used Facebook and Instagram for the first kind of couple of years, and then it's only been the last kind of year and a half I started using Google Ads.
Right.
Noticed a big difference with that.
Right, okay, yeah. Cool. And did you hire a marketing company at all?
Yeah, I outsourced that to a separate company. I've
right.
now switched companies quite recently. So.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then so you said that you'd done a bit of window cleaning, you'd done all sorts of stuff. Did you have businesses that failed, like when you were starting out?
Yeah, so I had the window cleaning business lasted a couple of months and that failed, and I also tried to take off like gardening, doing some gardening services and stuff. It didn't quite work out just with staff and other issues, but the painting, decorating, fencing, decking, all that kind of stuff really took off.
That was what took off.
Yeah.
So you've had several businesses from what I understand. So you had the window cleaning, you did all these different jobs, and then you decided whatever was hot, that then you just backed that and just went for it. Is that right?
Yes, so a lot of it was trial and error to start with. Was trying like window cleaning, gardening services, painting, decorating, other stuff, and I just went ahead with what was working for me, and then just going to cut out the rest of the stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're retired, which is absolutely mental. So you started all of this when you were 21. You're 25 now.
Yeah.
So in 4 years, you pretty much retired. Like, after 4 years, you've retired, which is just unheard of, really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you feel about that? That's mental.
It's exciting. The first day I retired, so this was last Thursday, and then on the Friday I didn't know what to do with myself. And that used to be rushed off my feet and busy, and then it was like a big kind of shock to the system, just trying to get back into a different routine as well.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you basically just step back from the business.
Yeah.
You've got other people that are doing everything. Have you actually unplugged completely, or do you still have?
So I'll still pop into the office maybe an hour or so every day or a couple of days, and not in set in stone yet. But yeah.
Okay. Right, cool. Well, it's good. I think the important part there is that to have the good people around you, that's probably a big part, isn't it? To find the right people to fill those spots. So that, for example, you stepping away from the business, that if you've got people that you trust, that you can do that, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a really good team of tradespeople that I can rely on. We've got a good office staff and a surveyor as well, so he's managing the diary for the worksmen, also doing all the pricing and stuff, so I don't need to be involved in the day-to-day business.
That's cool. So did you ever have any, it sounds like you've had plain sailing, but was there ever a moment within, you running this business and doing everything, you kind of doubted yourself and thought, I don't know if this is going to work, or did it just it just took off?
No, there's been loads of times that I've had issues after issues, but it's just keep pushing through and trying to go on with it, because I knew where I wanted to go, but it was trying to get there.
So it was having those kind of short-term goals and the long-term goals, but the long-term goal, was this always your goal to retire?
All I wanted to do was I wanted to retire and take a bit of step back and just get involved in property where I could buy more time, but I wanted to build up a business that was kind of running itself, so I wasn't needing to be in the day-to-day business, so I can get some time back and get involved in other stuff.
So you got investments?
Yeah, I've got other investments,
Right.
I've got some property, I've got a cleaning company, and I've got a few other things in the pipeline.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here? Like, obviously being retired, what's your next thing that you'd like to do?
Next thing is I've got a showroom, a home improvement showroom that I'm in the process of getting set up.
Right.
So I'm hoping for that should take up. That should take off quite well this year.
Okay.
Obviously with COVID and stuff like that getting in the way, so I've not opened it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, cool. So is that basically where someone can come in, you've got certain products that you're going to be showing for, obviously home improvements, it sounds obvious, but they can come in and have a look at everything, and then does that bleed into your other company, like the company you've kind of left?
Yeah, so I'll be using my maintenance company to do all the home improvement side of it. You can come into the showroom and there's like kitchens, bathrooms, rough casting, windows, roof lining, gutters, all the displays are there, so a customer can come in. It's like a one-stop shop for any home improvement needs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Scott, COVID, has that affected your business?
It's not affected it in a bad way. I'd say it's probably increased more sales. A lot of people are spending more money on their house,
right.
Doing like fencing and decking, rough casting, painting outside their house. A lot of people are spending more money because they're not using that money to go on holiday.
Of course. Yeah, I guess like the B&Qs and home base and all that, they would have been getting slammed for sure, all these home improvements, but no, it's great for yourself.
It's been really hard to get materials and stuff like that. Yeah, everyone's like waiting lists and really hard to get materials for this stuff. But
right, okay.
That, yeah.
Cool. So Scott, during your time at McMillan's, what did you lean on for motivation? Do you have any podcasts or books that you would read?
I don't really listen to podcasts or rely on books or anything for motivation, but I have got myself a business coach. He helps me with like all aspects of my business growth, KPIs, how I'm going to expand, everything like that. But doing it kind of like with minimising the risks and stuff. And I've also got a life coach. He just helps me with all aspects of life, whether I'm managing stress or just business growth, fitness, well-being. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have retired as soon.
Wow.
He was on my case quite a lot with getting a surveyor.
Right.
I'd said that I wanted to get a surveyor to ease off the pressure for me in pricing the jobs.
Right.
But he's like every week he's saying, so when you get the surveyor, like give me a kick up the arse.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So what? Because a surveyor in my head is someone that obviously goes out and maybe looks at a property and then actually don't really even know, would assess, I guess, a property.
Yeah.
But can you explain what a surveyor is and what and how did that fit into your business that he was then able to take control in a way and move on?
Yeah, so I was pricing about 10-15 jobs a day and was rushed off my feet, and then I was having to manage the diary for all the tradespeople and do everything that way. So I've hired a surveyor. He does all the estimating, so he would initially go out to the customer and take sizes, take notes. He's got an iPad for all the pictures, and then he'll go back into the office and price up the job, how long it's going to take labour wise, what materials, and then once we get accepted the job, he'll then say that that's going to take 4 days, we'll book it in the diary for this date, and then he'll order the materials and get it delivered on site. So everything's a lot more organised, everything runs smoother.
Actually, that does sound like it would take a whole week. Yeah, because you don't realise how much is involved, just in any job really, but you're right, your coach was good giving you that advice for sure. So who gave you the advice to get life coaches and a business coach? Because when I was 25 or even 21, I think I might have been in a bush somewhere, drunk. But you've got your head screwed on, and so who gave you that advice?
No one's given me advice. I've just always looked online. I've done a few property investing courses, and I've done like kind of coaching stuff, online webinars, and I've always been quite into personal growth.
Right.
So I seen online it was a life coach, and I thought I'll give that a try. That was in January this year. and then everything's went well.
So someone starting out in their own business, what advice would you give to them? Would it be that?
Yeah, get a coach. Yeah, definitely. One of the advice would be get a coach and don't overplan. A lot of people you hear get into business and they'll spend weeks and weeks of planning. I would say just go for it and then learn as you go along.
Right. Cool. And so, do you have any other advice for anyone who's watching out there that does want to retire at 25? And what would you say to them?
I'd probably say don't listen to a lot of negativity around friends, family or people around you, because it can quite easily for them to plant the seed and put a bit of negativity and talk you out of things, and it's just focus on yourself and growing. Yeah.
Scott, I really appreciate you coming in, and I'm sure that a lot of viewers are going to get a lot from this today, that's for sure. So what's next? Have you got any secret plans that you want to disclose?
There is a couple things in the pipeline, but I'm not going into that just now.
It'd be good to get you back on the show once you do start these other plans, and we can have another wee chat and go over it all, and it'd be interesting.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks very much, John, for having us on. That's
awesome.
Been great.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe.